Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's go through these briefly one by one. We'll go through them in a little bit more detail and then we'll do a writing sample. So from left to right we have a Visconti Leonardo Davinci Machina. We have a Gilbert House pens and this is the blue box Elder Burl. We have another Gilbert House pens, and this is the green box Elder Burl. We have a Gilbert House pens, and this is the grey box Elder Burl. We have a Gilbert House pens, and this is a red box Elder Burl. We have a Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the koi. We have a Cypress, and this is named the Ravishing. We have an Onoto, and this is the University of Oxford Vermeil. We have a Onoto, and this is the British Museum, Great Court Vitreous. And we have a Visconti Empire. So I think let's take a look at these pens in a little bit more detail. This is the Leonardo da Vinci Machina, a very beautiful pen. You have a lot of remnants of Leonardo da Vinci's drawings here, like the clip is interesting. You have his signature here, Leonardo da Vinci, and then you have a lot of his drawings here. So you've got all of this in scrimshaw, and this is a really beautiful pen. The brown here is a material that Visconti call acro silk. Apparently it's got silk fibres and brown resin mixed together. This is a power vac filling pen. It's a single reservoir, hook safe lock mechanism. Very similar to the iconic Visconti Homo sapiens. It's got not only the hook safe lock mechanism, but it's also got a concave section there. This has a number 6 size Visconti 18 karat gold medium nib, although I do find that this writes a little bit on the finer side, but it doesn't bother me. It's actually a really nice writing pen. Can I post the cap? Yes, I can. It is very back weighted because this is a lot of heavy metal here on the clip, so it does back weight that pen quite a lot. So typically this is a pen that I wouldn't normally post, but I can do if I so wish. The next pen inked up is the Gilbert House pens, and this is the blue box Elder Burl, or blue box Elder Burl, and this is a beautiful box Elder Burl wood here, but then you've got this infused blue and white resin here. And I really like how these essentially hybrid pens come out, how they turn out. They are really quite nice. A lot of pen makers are starting to make these. These are becoming popular. This is from Brad at Gilbert House Pens in the UK. He also puts a section in the same material as well. And I got a number 6 size Bock steel nib there, and that one is a medium nib. These are cartridge converter pens, just a standard international converter, Schmidt K5 converter there. Because these are flat top and the way they're designed, they're not designed to be posted, but it's a decent size in my hand, so I really don't need to or feel the need to post these Gilbert House pens. The next one here is another one that was added to my collection a little bit more recently this year, and this one was actually I bought a pen. I bought this pen from Dr. Joe Vitolo, and he said he was going to throw in another pen, and I wanted to review this pen. And he actually ended up sending this to me, and so it is now in my collection. Nothing about the pen that Joe didn't like. He actually liked it. It's just that Joe does gift a lot of pens and watches as well. And this was a gift from Joe to me, so I'd like to thank Joe for that. That is really a beautiful gift. I actually kind of cringed when I saw he bought this pen because I knew that this was a green that I probably would have picked up myself. So I'm glad that I have it now, actually, in my collection. This has I've got an Opus 88 nib on here. So Joe likes extra fine nibs, and I'm not so much inclined to like extra fine nibs. So I was hunting around in my nib drawer and I saw a broad Opus 88 nib. So I thought, yeah, you know what, I'm actually going to put that on there. If I unscrew the body, again, it's a standard international converter. You can see I've been writing with this one quite a lot. I do like this pen a lot. I believe that Brad, when I mentioned to him, he said that this also has a bit of spalting in the wood as well. Very nice pen, and I'm loving writing with that one. The next pen inked up is, again, another Gilbert House pens. It's the grey Box Elder Burl. So the Box Elder Burl is the wood here, and then you've got the grey resin mixed in to that wood, and it just creates this beautiful effect. When I saw this at the London Pen Show in March this year, I just had to buy this one. I did. Brad was I'd already gone in for the red, and also in for an Amboina Burl wood pen, and Brad did say to me at the time, this was just before the show started, he said, "Is there anything else that interests you, Dave?" And I said, yeah, this grey one, but I think I might just wait until the end of the show. And then Brad said, yeah, you do realise that one is going to be a hot seller. It's going to sell quick. And I was like, yep. Okay, I'll take it now. I'm glad, because I absolutely love this pen. So thank you, Brad. This was a great material pen. I love the grey on this. I love the grey on the section. I did get this with a broad Yovo steel nib, and again, this is a cartridge converter pen there, standard Schmidt International K5 converter. Again, you can't post a cap, but it's a decent length in my hand. I don't feel the urge to post that cap, but I love that grey material, and I always ink it up with my favourite grey ink as well. So that, I think, again, is a perfect match. I think I did put a different colour in there to start with, and sorry, a different grey, and I just didn't quite like it as much, and so I put Diamond Earl Grey in there, and it completely transformed the writing experience. So very glad that it now has Diamond Earl Grey in it. The next pen inked up, again, the last pen in this tray from Gilbert House Pens. Again, it's a red Box Elder Burl. So the Box Elder Burl is the wood here, and then you've got the red with a bit of white in the resin. Beautiful pen again, turned by Brad. I really do like these colourful pens. And this comes with a number 6 size. Now this is a Bock nib, I believe. Yeah, Bock nib there. And that is just another lovely writing nib. It's a broad nib, and you've got a standard Schmidt K5 International converter there as well. Again, I like how Brad does the transition, or keeps the transition there, of the resin, and doesn't make that a wood section. I think making it a wood, it wouldn't stain because it's lacquered, but still, I think it's better having a colour there. So for me, this is a great pen. Again, you can't post a cap, but I like the length, I like the size, the width of these pens. There is a slight step down from the cap to the body, doesn't bother me. Most, like, if you look at all of the pens here outside of the Gilbert House pens, they all have step downs, slight step downs from the cap. So that's perfectly fine. The next pen I picked up at the London Pen Show in March this year, it's a Ryan Krusac. It's a Legend 16. It says RK here, and it's 33 of 150. So 33 of 150. It is a moose antler, and he's hand painted a koi and some plants there, and the cap is really stunning, sort of mix of colours, done in a very similar way to like the Gilbert House pens, where you've got a mix of resin there, but these are like two different versions of wood. It just looks stunning. Now this is a Legend 16, so it is quite girthy. You have an RK there on the nib for Ryan Krusac, and this is a double board nib. Really beautiful writing nib. I couldn't have asked for a better nib. And this is a standard Schmidt K5 International Converter. L16 or Legend 16 model basically means it's a 16mm in diameter on the body at the thickest point. You can see it's a really decent size in my hand. It is lacquered. You can't post the cap on that, but it's a beautiful pen, and it writes really well. I have it paired up, and I still have it paired up with Diamine Tobacco Sunburst, and I absolutely love that combination. So that pen is inked up again today. The next pen, as I mentioned earlier, is the Ravishing, I think it's Ravishing A from Cypress. Beautiful pen. I like these swirls. It's actually got some 3D depth to these swirls. Very much reminds me of like some of the Viscontis, the older Viscontis, like the Homo sapiens, London Fog, the Florentine Hills, in terms of the way that these swirls have depth to them. Beautiful material, and you've got a Cypress a cap finial there as well. It looks like it's a piston filling pen. Cypress pens are not. They are cartridge converters. You've got a black section to match with black cap, and in here it was a Cypress extra fine nib, and you'll know that I do not like extra fine nibs, so I put in a broad Yovo nib, and I am loving writing with that. Again, a standard international Schmidt K5 converter there. Can I post the cap on this one? I can, and it will post somewhat deeply, but definitely securely. There's no back weight to this pen, so if you wanted to, you could definitely, if you wanted a longer writing pen, then that is a way of posting that cap. I love the pen, and Joe did give me a good price when he was selling the pen. I think he'd only had it for about 6 months, maybe a bit longer, but it's a pen that I decided I would add. The green box elder Burl, though, was a little bit of a surprise to me. I didn't know that was coming my way. The next pen inked up is the Onoto, and this is the University of Oxford Vermeil, and this is a really nice pen. I love this pen a lot. It is an Onoto, and it is sterling silver, but with Vermeil gold plated, and it has a number 7 size Onoto 18 karat gold nib, a little bit more like a fine nib in terms of nib width, but I'm okay with that. I do have a few Onotos like that, the sterling silver ones that have a fine nib. It is a cartridge converter. You can't post the cap on these Onoto sterling silver ones, but it is a beautiful pen, around about 90 grams in weight, so not a lightweight pen. And likewise, this one, which is even, I think, even more beautiful, it's the Onoto. It's the British Museum, and it is the Great Court Vitreous. This is all made in enamel, and it's again a heavy pen, around about 92 grams in weight, with the cap. But but all of this is smooth to the touch. Beautiful pen. I remember picking this up from Royal Izod's a few years ago now, and it comes with a number 7 size Onoto 18 karat gold fine nib. Again, cartridge converter, and I can show you that. I didn't show it on the previous pen, but you can see there. It's a standard international Schmidt K5. Nearly flicked some ink over there on the tray, but it's a nice pen. Again, you can't post a cap on this because it is a sterling silver pen. It will be too back weighted to be able to write with, but it's a lovely pen, and I'm glad that I still have that one in my collection there. It really is quite a beautiful pen. And then the last pen it inks up is the Visconti Empire. Now this is an overlay. This is silver, sterling silver, but gold plated, so Vermeil. It's got this nice, interesting sort of almost like Voyager style kill clip, but it's a little bit more flat. I just love this pen, and you can get this in a sterling silver or gold Vermeil. I got this in gold Vermeil. Didn't have an option really. Didn't also have an option on the nib either, but to be honest, it worked out really well. It's a number 6 size Visconti 18 karat gold fine nib that actually writes more like a medium. It's a power vac. It's a double reservoir. It's a screw thread, not a hook safe lock, because it's an older Visconti, but you can see in the size of my hand, it's actually pretty good. I can post a cap, but if you watch this, that cap goes over that overlay, and I don't want to crack that cap, so I'm very careful when I do that. So just be careful if you were to get an Empire. Be a little bit careful posting that cap. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. I think let's now go and do a writing sample. So the first pen inked up today is the Visconti Leonardo Davinci Machina. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And I really love how this nib writes. I do remember though, when I got it, the nib was a little bit scratchy. I noticed that the tines were misaligned. I realigned the tines, and then it wrote perfectly. It does write a little bit narrower than a medium, but that doesn't bother me because it writes so nicely now. So this is the Visconti Leonardo Davinci Machina. And this is a medium, and it is the newer 18 karat gold nib from Visconti. It's got a little bit of a bounce to it. The ink in here today is Akamon SBRE Brown. But that is a very, very nice writing nib. And I just love that pen a lot. The next pen inked up is the Gilbert House pens, and this is the blue Box Elder Burl. So we'll do an ink swatch on this one. And again, I like how this writes. It doesn't write as wet, because typically this one is it is a Bock nib, but it's a steel nib. So Visconti nibs are made by Bock, but the gold ones tend to have a little bit more give in them. So this is the Gilbert House pens. Blue Box Elder Burl. And I could actually upgrade this to a 18 karat gold Bock nib if I wanted to, but I'm happy with the steel nib on this pen. So it is a steel nib, and then the ink in here is Visconti turquoise. I find the steel nibs are quite consistent writers from both from Bock and also from Jowo. That I can switch between a gold nib and a steel nib. The beauty of having a steel nib is it actually makes the pen less expensive in terms of buying the pen outright. But you can get a little bit sometimes more luxurious writing experience with a gold nib. The next pen inked up is the Gilbert House pens, and it's the green box Elder Burl. So we'll do an ink swatch on this one. Now, this was the one that I got from Dr. Joe Vitolo, and this did have an extra fine nib. I've swapped it out. I put a broad Yovo nib from Opus 88 in this one. Probably will put just a broad Yovo nib in it, but I'm happy with how this writes. So this is the Gilbert House pens, green box Elder Burl with a little bit of spalting in it. This is a broad and it's a steel nib. When I got the blue box Elder Burl, I got another green box Elder Burl as well, but I got medium nibs in those. More recently, I've been going with broader nibs again. So the ink in here is Rohrer and Klinger, and it is Verdura, which is a nice green ink. The next pen inked up is the Gilbert House pens, and this is the grey box Elder Burl. We'll do an ink swatch here. And as I'd mentioned, I now have Diamond Earl Grey in this. I did put in here, it was the Mont Blanc and it was the Spiderweb Grey, which was a little bit lighter, a little bit more drier writing ink, and I just felt that it needed a more lubricated ink. So this is the Gilbert House pens, and it is the grey box Elder Burl. And it is a Yovo broad steel nib. A lot of custom pen makers will just provide a steel nib, but if you want to upgrade to a gold nib, a lot of time they will have not as wide a selection of gold nibs, but they will sometimes have some that you can upgrade. But I think a lot of people do typically stick with the steel nib. And as I mentioned, this has Diamine Earl Grey inked up, and I just find that Diamond Earl Grey is a little bit more of a lubricated ink, and I just like the darkness of the grey. The next pen inked up is again a Gilbert House pens. It's the red box Elder Burl, and we'll do an ink swatch. So this I might try another red ink at some point in this pen. At the moment, I'm happy with this one though. It's the Gilbert House pens, and it's the red box Elder Burl. And this is a Bock nib, but it is a broad nib. I remember saying to Brad, I'd rather have a broad if you've got it. And it's a steel nib. And the ink in here is Diamine Passion Red. I think the colour goes nice with the pen. I might at some point put Diamine Poppy Red in, just to see how that flows. I think Diamine Poppy Red is slightly more lubricated. Passion Red is a little bit more on the pastel colour, so a little bit drier, I would say. So I think Poppy Red might actually... I don't have a problem with how it writes, but I think it might write a little bit better having Poppy Red in there. The next pen inked up is the Ryan Krusac Legend 16, and this is the Koi. Very glad that I picked this one up from John at St John's Pens in the UK. This was again in the London March Pen Show, and it just is a beautiful pen. The nib is out of this world. And I do know, if I can get to the next pen show in London, and I don't know if I will be able to, but if I can, I will pick up some double broad nibs, Yovo nibs, because these are Yovo nibs. So this is the Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the Koi, and like I said, it's a double broad, still Yovo nib. And if I can't pick them up, then I will probably just reach out to Vince at Turner's Workshop and just buy a few from him and have him ship them to me. But if I'm going to go to the London Pen Show, if I can get there, then I will certainly try to pick up some double broad nibs. The ink in here is Diamine Tobacco Sunburst, and it might just be a combination of that ink as well as the nib, but that is just a wonderful writing nib. The next pen is the Cypress Ravishing A. So we'll do an ink swatch here. And I was going to ink this up originally with KWZ Gummy Berry, but I realised I had another pen inked up with it, and I thought, you know what, let's just go with a slightly different colour. So I went with this pinkish red colour. So this is Cypress Ravishing A, and this also came with an extra fine nib, so I swapped it out for a broad Yovo steel nib, and again, I'm loving that nib. And then the ink in here is Diamine Amaranth, which is an ink that I love, and it had surprised me because I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I do. But that one is inked up in Diamine Amaranth today. And then we have an Onoto, and this is the University of Oxford Vermeil. So let's do an ink swatch. And this is, we're going back to essentially, I think when I bought this pen it was a medium, but it doesn't say because it's an older Onoto nib, but I think it writes more like a fine. So I'm going to say it's a fine. This is the Onoto University of Oxford Vermeil. And as I said, it's a fine. It's an 18 karat gold nib. And the ink in here is Ackerman SBRE Brown. So the same as the Visconti Leonardo Davinci Machina there, but you'll see it's a little bit more darker brown in this nib. The next pen inked up is the Onoto, and this is the British Museum Great Court Vitreous. And this is a sterling silver pen, but it's got this vitreous enamel over it. And we'll do an ink swatch here. So this is the Onoto British Museum Great Court Vitreous, and it's a fine, and it's an 18 karat gold nib like the previous pen. And then the ink in here is Venustus Aqua di Spargi. I have had other turquoise coloured inks like Visconti turquoise in here before. I think I've also gone with Lamy turquoise as well at one point. But I do find that that's a nice ink. And then the last pen inked up is the Visconti Empire. So again, we'll do an ink swatch. And this is again a beautiful writing nib. So this is the Visconti Empire, and it is a fine 18 cat gold nib, and the ink in here is Visconti turquoise, which you can see is a little bit darker turquoise coloured ink, but it's an ink that I really do like, and I still got 2 bottles of that ink, and I might still have to buy another one at one point because I do use it a lot. So I think let's take a look at these pens inked up one more time. We have a Visconti Leonardo Davinci Machina in a medium 18 karat gold nib inked up with Akamon SBRE brown. We have a Gilbert House Pens Blue Box Elder Burl in a medium steel nib inked up with Visconti turquoise. We have a Gilbert House Pens Green Box Elder Burl in a broad steel nib inked up with Rohr and Klinger Verdura. We have a Gilbert House Pens Grey Box Elder Burl in a broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Earl Grey. We have a Gilbert House Pens Red Box Elder Burl in a broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Passion Red. We have a Ryan Krusac Legend 16 in the Koi with a double broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Tobacco Sunburst. We have a Cypress Ravishing A in a broad steel nib inked up with Diamine Amaranth. We have an Onoto University of Oxford Vermeil in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with Akamon SBRE brown. We have an Onoto British Museum Great Court Vitreous in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with Venustus Aqua di Spargi. And then last but not least, we have a Visconti Empire in a fine 18 karat gold nib inked up with Visconti turquoise. So there you have it. That's my 10 pens currently inked for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.